Hey,
Hi
it's
again. Hey.
all right. It's all good. Clicking the old one, huh?
Yeah,
The old one was a good one.
it was. It served us well for 2 hours or so.
Yeah. Let's see how long it takes for Ish to get back in.
Mm-hmm.
So, what were we last talking about before we were about to be kicked off?
You guys, we were talking. I think we were first talking about my movie idea. Then we talked about the KKK and this whole political issue around the Confederate flag.
Oh, yeah. Ish was talking about the sheets.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, let him get in.
All right, we're back in
Onomatopoeia.
business.
All right. How was it that time? Was it quicker?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
So, picking right back up, Mike, I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I think that you think that it is illegal for the KKK to demonstrate in white sheets, and it's not.
No, I don't think that. I know that they're allowed to demonstrate.
Well, it's not. I
Okay.
mean, it's not. It's not illegal. For the Confederate flag to be displayed either. Of course, I mean that's not what anyone's.
Right.
Yeah, they just took it out of federal buildings. I mean, you can't display your sheets in the federal buildings either. You have to wait until you go home, or you go to your fraternal order before you start displaying them.
You can walk down the street in them.
Yeah, well, you can walk down the street with your flag too.
Yeah, but
See,
why can't you display the sheets in the federal buildings?
why can't you?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you're telling me that you can't. I didn't know that until you told me.
I mean, I guess I guess it's more just that it's like the state doesn't sanction them. Like, I mean, I don't know if like someone would be arrested for going into a federal building wearing sheets, but the federal buildings like don't display the sheets as a point of pride, and they do display the Confederate flag, some of them.
Yeah,
So
yeah. See, we're conflating displays with what you're allowed to personally do. Ish, what you're talking about is people wearing garb, walking up and down the street, doing what they want to do. We're talking about federal buildings.
I'm talking about people wearing garb anywhere.
Yes, you can wear
Federal
garb.
buildings, federal
Yes.
anywhere.
You can wear garb anywhere, including the Confederate flag. What they did do was they removed the Confederate flags as like official representations of the state because they deemed it inappropriate.
I don't think they ever officially represented a state.
No. I mean, it represents a bit. Like when you officially display something in a building, and it's like a federal building. Someone has like sanctioned that. It's a display. It means that you think it's all good. You think it's okay. So people decided that it wasn't.
Okay.
And the issue is not just with the flag. I mean, it's and I'm it's kind of funny. I'm surprised this hasn't come up yet, because this is actually sort of relevant. Like the other day, it was because it's connected to the whole issue of statues. And the other day, like the governor of Virginia, Ralph Northam, I think, announced that Virginia was taking down, I think, it's a statue of Robert E. Lee. So that's the overlapping issue
Right.
too, that like they have these statues in a lot of like the southern state capitals.
Mm-hmm. Now, the thing about these statues is they weren't just randomly put up either. They were often put up in places where they were supposed to like intimidate black people. like after I don't know if it was during Reconstruction or Jim Crow or whatever, but they often had statues of people who were supposed to be somewhat antagonistic to black people.
And this actually is connected to the history of the Klan too, because I think one of the periods in which a lot of statues were going up actually was in the 1920s, which was right at the height of the Second Klan, and and I think the movie Birth of a Nation, which inspired a lot of Confederate nostalgia. So I mean, I it wouldn't surprise me because that was the height, even in the North, in which, the KKK gained some, veneer of mainstream respectability. So it wouldn't, surprise me if they were tied into pushing for, some of those statues to be built.
Now, Birth of a Nation, that was that film about the advent of the Ku Klux Klan, right?
Yeah, which portrays them as heroes.
Okay.
Really one of the most vile, and nauseating movies, ever made.
I haven't seen it yet, but I actually kind of want to check it out.
Yeah, it is interesting to see. It's interesting to see, those, those bits, those bits of histories, movies like that, or movies from Nazi Germany. I saw a documentary a couple of years ago that was really fascinating called Forbidden Films, which which was about movies from from the Nazi era that that had these really grotesque anti-Semitic stereotypes, or movies that would justify the Nazi invasion of Poland by portraying the Poles as just brutish savages. And it's interesting because it kind of just went into the difference between Germany and America, because some of these are literally forbidden films because they're only they're banned from actually being publicly shown in Germany. Only certain film historians are allowed to watch the ones that are really explicit Nazi propaganda.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know Germany has a big problem with Nazi anything.
Oh yeah, I was just remember. Yeah, I just remembered actually, because you mentioned you you lived in Germany for a while, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So you probably sort of came into contact with that whole issue when you were there.
They get very offended. You can't even joke about Nazis.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, it's very offensive. It's very offensive, and if the wrong people hear you, you can get in trouble legally. It's not if I was to get caught spray painting any type of Nazi anything, if I got caught, I'd be arrested.
Yeah.
It's very, very, it's a hard, there's a very, very noticeable difference, between Eastern and Western Germany.
I mean, isn't that the case here? I mean, wouldn't you get arrested for doing the same thing here?
Yeah, but it's different.
Yeah.
In Germany, it's in Western Germany, it's very offensive.
Okay.
People get offended.
Right.
If you even joke, people will on the Western, they take that very personally, and it's enforced legally, harshly enforced.
Okay.
So it's very different where there's no they're not going to trivialize it. Right. Here, you know what I mean? Yeah, some things are illegal. Yes, you're not supposed to use hate speech, but as minorities, do we really trust? I mean, cops kill black people and they go home, and we have to riot to get them put in handcuffs.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's there, and I'm not saying Eastern Germany, because Eastern Germany is different. It's two different countries. Western Germany, it's super, like, they're not even playing games with you. There is no, we're gonna, pretend to arrest you and pull over somewhere and let you go. Like, you're getting arrested. If you walk down the street or you're in a public area like a store or something and you joke about Nazis, they're kicking you out the store. They're going to tell you to leave and they're not playing. Like, they get very offended, and it's in that their offense is enforced. It's you understand what I'm saying? Meaning,
Yeah.
if they can call the police and they will have grounds to do so, and the police are going to support them.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
the laws over there are different too. Like, the cops over there carry like fully automatic weapons.
Yeah,
But nobody's fighting the cops.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of police brutality either, because they got fully automatic weapons. Like, why would you? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They walk around with it's got a strap, and it straps around. You know what I mean? Straps around their shoulders, and and this was in the 90s.
And it's kind
of like that was Ghana too. Like, Ghana was, I don't know my weapons so well, but they were definitely not pistols, and all the cops like had them, and they would stop you. They had like checkpoints, and they would like stop you and kind of like look at people in the car, check you out really quick, and then like let you go.
I mean, it's just a different culture over there, right? Like, there's not a lot of gun violence.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like, a murder gets you like 15 years because it's just not the thing. I mean, it is, but it's not like, here or like in other countries where there's just, high murder rates or what have you. They don't have a high murder rate. They have violence and crime. Of course, it's Germany. Of course, they have crime. Right. You understand what I'm saying? And high crime, for sure. You know what I mean? But it's not like you're not going to see the same type of crime in Germany that you would say in, Eastern Bloc Europe, right? Like, real crime that's kind of out of hand, as bad as, some of the hoods in the United States. Like, crime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, real, Germany, nah. I mean, there's crime, but you're just not going to see a lot of violent crime. You just don't. Because police don't really play. There's no real police brutality, but, like, they don't really play. Like, they don't have to, we're equipped to handle situations like that. Like, you don't want to get in a shootout with us.
Yeah. I think, and it's kind of ironic too, that like they do have that, taboo against Nazism, like, laws against, displaying, the swastika, laws against Holocaust denial, though, and yet that still hasn't, stopped them from, to this day having, a huge problem, with racism, which has really, become more mainstream, as, a result of like, the Syrian refugee, crisis. Like, I think, the party Alternative for Deutschland, which, basically is, like a neo-Nazi type party. I mean,
what's a political party?
Yeah, they're far right, and they like like in the last German election actually did pretty well.
Well, yeah, it's by politics though. Like that's the one thing they moved it. Like, a Nazi there, especially if you're in Western Germany, is gonna be cool to you because you're not gonna know they're a Nazi.
Yeah,
you're not gonna act like a Nazi.
Well, they have to keep it to themselves, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna go home and they're gonna go to their meetings or what have you, but in public, like, you're not ever gonna know.
Mm-hmm.
They'll give you a ride. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now the party you're talking about though, I remember when I was there, their slogan was literally Ausländer Rausch, which meant like outsiders leave. That was their slogan, and it would come on TV. Ausländer Rausch, like that would be that'd be the first thing you hear, because Germany is it's the cultural melting pot of Europe. It has, you walk down the street on a given day and you might see 5 pure Germans, and then you're just going to see people from Africa, Turkey, Morocco, all over Europe.
Yeah, I mean, even, surprisingly, Israel, like I was reading that there's actually a lot of, young Jews, some of who have, German ancestry that have, moved back to like Berlin in recent years, which is, a really interesting thing.
They have the same issues with immigrations that conservatives think we have here.
Yeah.
Like it's a big immigration is a big deal to them. Like, the gypsies, with the gypsies being there, which is big because, by law, you have to have patches of land set aside for the gypsies when they decide to come. Any of those countries, there's like a bunch of countries where the gypsies just kind of migrate through. And by law, which, gypsies, and again, like I'm not prejudiced or anything. I understood why some people, I didn't have a problem with it, but I understood why German citizens turned their nose up at them. Like the gypsies come in, they're shady, and like they're like by nature, and I don't want to stereotype, but like culturally, like, they're hustlers. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them are like, con artists. They're shady, and they kind of are known, now this is a stereotype, for just kind of tearing stuff up, and then they leave. But by law, because they're oppressed. So I think their actual lineage is Amerindian.
Are you talking about Romanians? Or?
No, they're not Romanians.
I think they might come from a province of, in India, and, initially, like, centuries ago, probably.
Yeah, they're displaced. They're called like Amerindians or It's almost like American.
Wait, you talking about Armenians?
No, not Armenians.
Oh, okay. So they don't like to be called gypsies.
Roma, I think, is the Romani, or like one of those terms.
Yeah. Well, there you can call them in Germany. You can call them gypsies.
Okay.
Yeah.
They'll tell you I'm gypsy.
Oh, okay.
It is derogatory, but they'll tell you. You know what I'm saying? Because most people don't pronounce their actual, like I can't even. It's like it's almost close to American. It's not Armenian though. And I know only because I met a few. You know what I mean? Like I was kind of cool with a few. Like they come in every year. They come.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, Romani.
Okay,
no, that's the language they speak.
Every year they would come.
Have you ever listened to the band Gogol Bordello? They're like a gypsy punk influenced band.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, like the lead. I mean, they sort of, wear the label, gypsy as a badge of pride. Like he just, he just proudly, refers to himself as a gypsy punk.
Oh, Romanis, that's what they're called, Romani.
Yeah.
Okay.
Person of Romani or Roma descent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, they have to give them, like each of these countries, like in the European Union, have land. I don't know if they go to like England. I know they come to Germany, and they have patches of land that's theirs, that's set aside for them by the government that they can inhabit, and they set up like carnival. They don't set up carnivals, but they set up like carnivals do in America. How they go to, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know how like the carny life is a specific culture unto itself.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like I don't know if you know that, Mike, but like carny life is its own culture. They have like their own language and their own slang. Okay. You know what I mean? Like because they live together.
Right.
They are just traveling across the country all year round, and they live together and work together, and so that carny it's called carny culture. It's like its own wrestlers have it. Like I don't know if you watch wrestling, but wrestlers have their own. It's like a carny culture where they have all these words that we kind of know what they are, but they were at one point in time only known by wrestlers, like how The Rock says jabroni. Mm-hmm. Or like the word mark. Like these were all part of their culture. It was like their locker room culture. The Rock just kind of started making jabroni like a mainstream word.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But it comes from this wrestling carny culture.
Okay.
That's interesting. Is carny culture, is that just like, sort of a general term for like, cultures that have a very sort of like insular kind of, like language that only like the members of the culture know?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I know for sure that that's why it's called carny culture, but I don't know if that you can apply that to like say Geechee You know,
Yeah.
people who, you know, from that area of Carolina that speak Geechee and, or like, say, Cajun people,
But
right?
you're specifically talking about people in a carnival.
Yes.
Okay.
Because okay, so most carnivals, right? It's 365 days a year.
Okay.
You're not staying in like an Airbnb.
Right.
Like you're literally setting up tents and the such, setting up, you know, equipment and rides, and you're sleeping in your tents.
There was a good show on that a while ago.
Carnival
Oh, was that it?
on HBO.
Might have been.
That's an example of carny culture.
Yeah.
Right. So, but they actually have, because they're so, like, when you get this subculture, like Joey was saying, that only interacts with each other, you know, 80% of the time. Like it's not like you're, going out and interacting and going to parties and interacting with, other people. You kind of develop like your own language within, a language group, or within, it's English, right? But they have their own language and their own words and their own slang and their own way of saying things and their own accent on it. And yeah,
Do you guys know any famous Romani people?
Only off the top of my head, the guy from Gogol Bordello, Eugene Hutz.
Okay.
I know one personally who's part gypsy. I know her personally, but she won the German version of the Academy Award.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Yeah,
let's see if you can guess these folks. I'll give you clues as to. Oh, that's not. Okay, that's not who that. I thought that was. That must be someone else. Okay. Well, this person's name. Maybe one of you will know who this is. This person would be a prominent character in Batman, an actor, one of the actors in Batman.
There's a lot of Batmans.
The trilogy, and the trilogy.
Oh, the guy who played Bane.
No, not him. He's been in all three of the trilogy, I believe.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah.
The Dark Knight trilogy?
You know what? This is going to be... Well, you're going to be mad at this one because it's the same name, but it's not the same person. But yeah, the Dark Knight trilogy.
Oh, wow.
Who would have been in all three movies?
I don't...
main characters.
I'm drawing
a main character who would have been in all three?
Well, I mean...
That character would have been in all three, but not the same actor playing him.
No, same actor. I think. Yeah. Same actor.
Michael Caine?
Yes.
Oh wow, he's of gypsy descent.
Well, this says 1933, so I think it's a different Michael Caine.
Yeah.
Does that sound familiar? A Michael Caine from 1933?
I didn't know. No. I'm not sure. Oh yeah. See, I thought you were. I mean, I was trying to remember if Michael Caine was in one of the Batman movies, but
yeah.
Michael Caine from 1933 was he an actor also? I'm looking him up.
Yeah. Well, it says famous celebrities of Romani origin. Okay, this next one was mentioned earlier. This next one.
The guy who played Bane?
No. Same first initial, same last initial was mentioned earlier.
Is Michael Caine?
No. This next actor who's also Romani.
Was I in this conversation when he was mentioned?
Maybe not. Maybe not.
What movie?
Well, I'll give you a hint. 1889 to 1977.
That's a hint.
One of the famous actors from back in the day.
What genre was he known for?
Well, let's just say, speaking of Germany.
Okay. I'm trying to think. I should, you know,
Same
have some
first initial, same last initial.
MC. Okay.
No. Sorry. His first initial is the same as his last initial.
Okay.
And he's German.
No, not that he's German, but that's just a clue. Actually, I don't know what his country of origin is, but he's famous for something having to do with Germany. One of the most famous actors in history.
I'm trying to think.
The actor who played Sherlock Holmes played him, I believe. This
Played
actor,
him?
Yeah, played him in a movie.
So Robert Downey Jr. played him?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay.
Oh, I know you're talking about. The silent actor.
Exactly.
It is kind of funny. For a second, I thought you were gonna say that, I was thinking to myself that he had played like Sherlock Holmes and an old German version of Sherlock Holmes or something.
His granddaughter is an actor now.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Charlie Chaplin.
Yes.
Oh wow! I didn't realize Charlie Chaplin was of gypsy descent. I mean, I knew he was Jewish. I didn't realize he was partly of gypsy descent as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
This next one, I don't know enough about him to describe him well, except bald. Women probably thought he was good looking. He's probably in those kind of movies, those Gladiator.
Sean Connery.
No, 1920 to 1985.
Marlon Brando.
No.
You had to think about it.
No. I'm just wondering.
He's like,
I was just wondering where. I was just trying to see what the connection was. So yeah, bald. Oh, but remember, a gladiator type movies.
Charlton Heston.
No, but that kind of brand. I hope I'm getting this right. His first name is only one syllable. His second name is 2 syllables. First name begins with a Y.
Yul Brynner?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
Okay, this one, another person who died in 1977. From 1935 to 1977. Wait a minute. Did they spell his name wrong? Okay, that's just weird. This person, where do they come from? They come from down south. Shit, I gotta get the state right. Okay, this person is a big rock and roll person.
Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
Okay, this person was in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Bob Hoskins.
Yeah.
Wow. A lot of people died in 1977 too. Like a lot of famous people. I think Groucho Marx died that year also. Yeah.
That's my birth year. I was just talking about this earlier because someone was mentioning the year of the blackout, and because we were mentioning, like, I don't know, somehow we got to talk about hip hop, and she was like, a lot of people, like, hip hop was partly born out of the blackout because of looting. Because, like, the blackout happened and people came up on, like, some good production gear because they looted.
Wow, that's really. And, like, they ended up recording, like one of the earliest hip hop albums or something.
Yeah, well, 77 would have been some of the earliest hip hop. I mean, technically it started in 73, but it wouldn't have been recorded until a few years later. So yeah.
That's interesting. Wow.
I remember that session.
Do you?
Yeah. We was rocking the mic.
This person is another person whose first initial is the same as their last initial. This person is 1881 to 1973. Big in the art world.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Why can't I think of his name right now? There's a bunch of posters of his art.
First name is 2 syllables. Last name is 3.
I know who he is. There's a bunch like of posters of his art.
It's pretty famous.
Yeah, I know. Why can't I think of the name right now?
First name 2 syllables, last name 3. Huh.
And they first name and last name begin with the same letter?
Yeah.
All right, so it's not who I was thinking of.
Me neither.
And he's famous.
Well, all these people are famous, but yeah.
Like famous.
Yeah, he's one of the biggest. He's one of the best.
Pablo Picasso.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like you had a eureka moment right there.
Yep.
Okay, this last person on the list, it's a woman. The one woman on the list. 1918 to 1987. 2 syllables.
Mother Teresa?
No. 2 syllables first name, 2 syllables last name. I'm pretty sure she's an actress. And I thought that show, the DC show, where they're all like monsters, I thought one of them was supposed to be this actress. She turns into like a blob. It's Brendan Fraser was on this show where he plays.
You're
like
talking Doom Patrol?
Yeah. Do you know who the woman who turns into a blob is? Do you know what actress she's
No, I never saw the show.
I never saw the show.
It sounds vaguely familiar. I don't know if I've seen it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is her last name? Is her last name Warren?
No.
Linda Rogers?
No.
Oh, wait a minute. Ginger Rogers?
No. Not a Rogers.
She's an actress?
I believe so.
Sure she isn't a singer? When was she born?
Let me, just to make sure, I think 1918 to 1987.
And she's famous?
All these people are famous. These aren't.
Yeah, but is she famous?
Dude, all these people are famous.
Yeah, I know that, but is she famous? Or is she like obscure famous?
Well, what were
no. This is not like a trick. This is not.
No, I'm not saying it's a trick.
No, these people are all famous. This is like Elvis Presley was like one of the people, and so was Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah.
These are all big time Pablo Picasso people.
I'm surprised because I mean I didn't know any of them had gypsy descent. That's really interesting.
American actress and dancer. She achieved fame during the 1940s as one of the era's top stars, appearing in 61 films over 37 years. The press coined the term the love goddess.
Sophia Loren?
No. After she had become the most glamorous screen idol of the 1940s. Born in Brooklyn, New York. Died in Manhattan, New York. Spouse, James Hill. Another spouse, Dick Haymes. Another spouse, Prince Ali Khan.
Great Grace Kelly?
Nope. Another spouse, Orson
Greta
Welles.
Garbo?
Nope. Another spouse, Orson Welles. And another spouse, Edward C. Judson.
Yeah, I guess I thought it was Grace Kelly because, I know she became royalty at one point.
Yeah, she married a lot. She married and divorced 5 times. And she had affairs with several of her leading men.
Audrey Hepburn.
No.
That's Hollywood for you.
Most notably with Victor Mature in 1942, during the filming of My Gal Sal. She died of Alzheimer's.
Grace Kelly, Audrey Hepburn.
My gal Sal. Damn. I should know this. My with all of my alternate casting threads and stuff. I don't know why.
He was born Margarita Carmen Cancino to a Spanish father and an Irish-American mother.
Pia Zadora?
No. Her father had been a professional dancer in his hometown of Sevilla, Spain, and Margarita showed the same aptitude as a child. Her daughter is Princess Yasmin.
Rita Hayworth.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. I must confess.
What clue got that for you?
Margarita.
Well, I remembered reading that that Rita Hayworth had a Spanish name, but they gave her that name to sound more waspish, which I think was a common thing in Hollywood at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, give us some more.
Oh, that was all that they gave me on
Man, I'm feeling gypped. See.
Okay, who did Fred Astaire think was his best dancing partner?
Ginger
Not
Rogers.
Ginger Rogers?
Nope.
Shirley Temple?
Nope.
Himself?
Nope.
Dancing with Myself, or originally, Billy Idol covering, Fred Astaire.
What was the name of that? What was that name of that black chick who went to France?
Nope, it wasn't her. I'll give you a clue. Her name's been said already.
Audrey Hepburn.
No.
Greta Garbo?
No.
Grace Kelly?
No.
Elizabeth Taylor. Oh wait, did we say okay?
Pia Zadora?
No.
Rita Hayworth?
Yes.
Okay. Wow, two in a row for Rita Hayworth. Yeah. I should confess, like, I knew it was probably I knew it was probably Rita Hayworth, but I actually did look it up when you mentioned my gal Sal. I just was looking the movie up and just shouted it out. So I kind of cheated on that last one.
Okay.
Yeah. I just felt bad to not fully disclose that.
So you did it the old Google way.
You're first on the redistribution of wealth list, Joey.
Yeah, be my guest. It'll be like drawing blood from a stone.
We're gonna take all your books.
Yeah, indeed. Yes, all of my books and my laptop and my drum kit. Yeah, I should probably get going because I gotta get up early tomorrow, and I'm feeling pretty tired, but this has been a lot of fun. I mean, it would be fun to just have a regular segment of this just be like a trivia segment.
I was feeling the new segment.
Yeah, definitely, like just quick trivia. We could have different topics every time.
Word.
Yeah. All right, so
I think it's cool.
Yeah, we'll have people call in, and if they get the answer correct, Ish has to show himself.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna check out now, but it's been a lot of fun, and until next time, hopefully we can do it again in a couple days. Take care.
Cool.
Peace.
All right, thanks for coming through.
All right, man.
All right. Peace out.
All right.
Oh, Joey.
Yeah.
Something to think about. I don't know if Mike mentioned mentioned it to you earlier, but I had said when we were talking earlier, and I just wanted to give you this to think about. What if the greatest hope for Democrats getting Joe Biden in office is backing from George Bush?
Oh man, that would yeah, that would yeah, I mean it wouldn't surprise me at this point. I mean I would be, disgusted by it, but I also think, I'm at the point now where, I just, it wouldn't, I'd just be like fuck, all right. I mean sorry I said that, but yeah, yeah, that would be really depressing to me, but it wouldn't surprise me. And I also don't think, it would necessarily be their best hope, because I really, still think despite all they've done to try to, rehabilitate him, George W. Bush is still like a widely, unpopular, figure. I mean, even a lot of